is this star. Oh, okay. Well, we can end the reading right now because I love the star card. That's one of the best cards to pull in the deck. And the star card is actually your most recent past. So over the past few weeks. So if you're single, this could be you leaving somebody or leaving a few people to be with just one person that you're really enjoying time with. However, I think that the star really, okay, because this represents like hope, inspiration. This is all about feeling good. This is all about, having self-confidence and just an overall sense. Do you ever have that moment in life where just for that 1 second, that one little millisecond, you just get that overwhelming feeling? Some people get chills, some people don't. You just get that like gut from your stomach feeling like everything's going to be all right. That's the star card to me. That's the representation of that little blip that everybody gets, that I think everybody gets, because people have told me they get that too, where you just have that moment where it's just this overwhelming sense of it's all going to be okay. Just comes out of nowhere. And that's the star card. And so I think that even though you maybe still having fun, you're kind of continuing these relationships because it's kind of like there's no harm in them, right? It's not like you're telling these people you want a relationship so later on down the line you're going to break your heart. It's like you're both in this knowing that, hey, we're not going to end up together like man and wife. We're just having fun. But the star is saying over the past few weeks, like you fully believe that you are destined to meet somebody amazing. And maybe you have met somebody amazing. So maybe you're abandoning these friend with benefits relationships. Now you may have the temptation throughout the month, but it could just be making choices and picking the right option. So you may be abandoning that you're starting to this month, that, fancy, footloose and fancy free, relationship. Somebody may have just sparked your interest, or you may have realized it's somebody from your past. Maybe they've communicated with you, or you've decided, hey, because I think I said last month or the month before, there was somebody that came into your life at some point, male or female, that was of consequence to you, of not in a bad way, but somebody that you liked. Maybe they made you nervous. Maybe you weren't sure. Maybe you were too busy with work, because there's been this consistent pattern with Scorpios the past few months where it's like you have a lot going on and you're like, I love Scorpios because they're water signs. I'm a water sign too. I'm a Cancer. And the thing about Scorpios that differ from Cancers, right? Cancers can get heartfelt and very lovey, which Scorpios can too, but Cancers will give anybody a chance to a certain extent, even if this person beats them down 20 times. Scorpios are a little less reluctant. In fact, when they think that they really like somebody, they're almost the opposite, to where they'll push them away because it's like scary. Not all Scorpios. I'm sure some of you are going to be like, no, I go for it head on. But remember, you have an ascendant sign and a moon sign as well. So you're going to have different personalities. But on top of that, my point is Scorpios definitely, if they meet somebody and it's not like they have too much work or whatever, they're not going to put that energy into that person, because Scorpios aren't mean either. They're not going to hurt somebody. So if you were busy at work, but you really liked this person, but you knew it wasn't going to go there, and you're like, well, I don't have time to put into this person, so I'm going to go off and have fun and do my own thing and just find somebody to kick it with on occasion because I know this person really likes me. You may be flipping a coin now going, now I have a lot of time. Did I waste my opportunity? Maybe I should reach out to them. And maybe you should. Because there's somebody that either is on your mind now that you just met, that you're going to meet coming into November, or that you did meet and now you're kind of like, shoot, I hope I didn't ruin anything, because maybe you're having a hard time getting them off your mind. If you're looking to reconcile, this is hope and inspiration, but I really feel like, Scorpio, you really care about this person that you're wondering about reconciliation. You really love them, but there's things pulling you in a direction saying, there's somebody else out there for me. Maybe you need to date. Maybe you need to get out there to see that and to get your mind off of this person. Now you really love them and you're hoping that they're going to change, but it's like you finally decided that they're not, and that this isn't going to work. And so I really think like the star could go one of two ways if you're looking to reconcile. Either you're being generous of heart and you're going to be like, I'm here waiting until you get your crap together, or I'm going to give you a second chance because I love you a lot. Or you're going to have fun and you're going to have this hope right here that you're going to find your shining star, that you're going to find what you're looking for. And that is what you need to be able to move on from this person. And honestly, dating helps too. I know that's terrible to say. It's not really terrible to say, because why? If you're not together and you're separated, there's nothing wrong with dating. And maybe Scorpio, you're feeling like guilty because you are meeting people that are making you feel tempted, and maybe you're feeling like it's too soon, or I'm not sure. I still have this slight hope that they're going to get their stuff together, my ex, because I love them and we have this connection. And so you almost feel like you're cheating on them by dating, but don't, because I have seriously been through that situation where I waited and we're going to work it out and whatever. And then it just, like completely tears you down. And then I found just getting out and dating, even if it's just meeting new people, it's like idle hands are the devil's playground, right? It's the same thing with your mind and dating and exes. Get out and date, and that will keep your attention off of focusing on what your ex is doing constantly. The next card you have, there we go, is your distant future. So over the next few weeks, few months, and into the end of the year. And you have the Ace of Swords. All right, so if you're single, the Ace of Swords is saying, look, you have the power here to find what you want. You are seeing things clearly. You know what you want, so go get it. If you're single, this says over the next few months, everything's going to kind of fit into place. So if you have been working, if you have been doing this, that, or the other, it's like I said last month, you're going to start coming into a point where you can rearrange things for this person who's coming into your life. And I keep saying this person because it is like there is this one person who is coming to fruition for you. I don't know how soon, but I'm thinking pretty soon. I'm thinking I would be surprised if it wasn't by New Year's. But it also, like I said, could be somebody that you had been interested in before and kind of fluffed off, and now you're going to go maybe have a conversation with them. Because it's like you never even really got dating off the ground with them because you didn't have the time. So that may resonate with some of you, and some of you may be saying, no, I have nobody like that, which is why I'm saying then this person will come into your life. I'm thinking, again, I would be very surprised if it took until New Year's for you to meet this one person that's coming in, because this ace is saying, hey, like you see things clearly. You're being logical about it before. Before you were like, well, if I want to date somebody, then that means it takes away from work, or I have kids and they have all this stuff going on, and I can't give somebody my time, attention, and that doesn't make sense to date. And then I'm going to end up hurting somebody, or they're going to end up hurting me, or whatever. And now you're kind of like, there is a way to make it work. I've done it before. I've seen other people do it. So you're being a little more realistic about wanting to find that person and what you're capable of to make that happen. If you're looking to reconcile, this is you also holding the ability to either reconcile or not reconcile. And I really feel like because of this is how you came into the month, that you're the one who walked away. So if you want to go back, they will take you back. But you don't know if you want to go back. And it's like they may even be pleading with you, come back, come back, come back. But whatever it was that you left from was like you had had enough. Some of you, it was pretty bad. It was like lies covering up lies, covering up lies. For some of you, it may have even been cheating. They cheated on you. Or, like I said before, you may have had temptation from somebody else, and that made you realize, I'm just not as in love with this person as I was. And you're kind of on the fence. Some of you still have that connection, and you're not sure how to get out of that connection. And you're wondering if leaving them is a good thing, because what if you leave them and you don't find anybody else? But what have I said before that rings really true for me? I don't know if it rings true for you guys, but it's better to have nothing than to be with somebody you're not happy with just to say you have something, if that makes sense. Plus, I had a friend call me out, 9 months ago or a year ago on a relationship that I was wondering if I should reconcile with. And she said, it's easier. She goes, just stay with him. It's easier that way. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, it's the chicken route. It's the easier way out. It's easier to be with him and drama and, the lies and the misrepresentation than it is to actually be alone and be single. And I think, Scorpio, some of you may be facing that, because I feel a lot of guilt in this retreating or leaving. Now, some of you may have been left by this person. They may have left you. But if that's the case, then these cards are saying, hey, you're fine and dandy with it. You're having fun. So I don't get that's the case. I feel like you left them. You may be ready to have some fun, get out there, but you're feeling guilty, like you're still in a relationship. The next card you have is your immediate future over the next few weeks through the month of November. And you have the Nine of Coins or Pentacles, which is satisfaction and accomplishing things. So if you're single, you're going to be satisfied. This right here is a happy person who is going to meet another happy person, and they are going to get together and they're going to cheers. No, but this really is like a successful accomplishment. So if you're single, I think whatever you're walking away from, whether it's walking away from the fun type relationships, the friend with benefit type relationships, or whether it's just abandoning, one or two people who didn't fit right in what you were looking for, or cutting off dating completely. And because you've decided that you'll bump into them on the street or in the grocery store, or you'll find them a different way, but you're tired of the regular routine, here it is. You're going to bump into them. Now, it could be 9 days, 9 weeks. I don't think it's 9 months. So, for some reason, 9 is ringing significant for me here. Also, well, I was going to say water signs, because you have the Knight of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Star. But the Star is actually Aquarius's card, but for some reason the water is jumping out at me. So there's actually a lot of different energy here. It could be pretty much any sign. At first I was thinking Cups, and water sign. So, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But then you've got Swords, which is Swords, which is air, Pentacles or Coins, which is earth. So I don't see any fire sign at the moment, but you do have Aquarius right here. So anyways, I don't always go too much into that, because it could be anybody, really. All right. The next card you have is the World. And actually here for singles, I went into your, accomplishing, finding somebody. You're also going to be completing something like a job or something that's going to free up more time, or completing maybe if you do construction or something, it's going to slow down, especially here in the US, because it's winter time. Something's definitely changing and opening you up, and you're opening up more to finding love. So sorry, I skipped over if you're looking to reconcile. If you're looking to reconcile, your reading right now, Scorpio, for reconciliation is very back and forth, because the 9 would tell me that you're feeling generous with your heart. So you're feeling like if this person comes back and says, hey, I made changes, hey, I still love you, you will be generous with your heart and give them another chance. But this also says that some of you aren't going to, because this is you feeling like you're kind of successful on your own, and you have this abundance of love and people around you, and maybe you have an abundance of people. I really get the feeling like some of you are dating and you're feeling guilty about dating because you're still attached to this other person, so you're wondering whether you should or shouldn't. But it feels like all the cards are telling you, go out, have fun, do your own thing. So it's very back and forth, because this could also be that you guys have contact and you're going to feel generous of heart. It's the holidays and you're going to be going, okay, let's give it another chance. All right. So like I said, the next card you have is the World, and this is any future external factors. So you'll feel this throughout the month of November. You could feel it at the beginning, middle, end, up and down the entire time, or only once throughout the month. But this is something that's tangible that would affect you. So the World is about completing something. And this is also accomplishment. So it's very interesting. You have this card, which if you looked up definitions on some of these cards, accomplishment would ring true in the definition for both of those cards. So if you are single and you are looking for somebody special, Scorpio, you will attain that this month. You will attain that this month. like I said, it could be in the next 2 months because 9 is coming out for some reason. And it's the reason, and not just because of the 9 of Pentacles, but I talked about 9 with one of my closest Scorpio friends and coworkers. I've worked with him for years, and we actually had a conversation about 9s yesterday, Friday. So very interesting. I just have to say that. 9. I don't know why. Pay attention to the number 9, or maybe you'll meet somebody, or you'll hear the number 9, or you'll see the number 9. I don't know. For whatever reason, that is like, I just had a flashback about our whole conversation about the number 9. All right. So the world, accomplishment, fulfillment, belonging. You will find somebody that you feel like you belong with, and you will feel like there's like a belonging. Like you're going to feel confident that if you ever got your kids together, you could be a combined family. You're going to feel confident that if you say, hey, I have to go here for work for 3 days, they're not going to freak out on you. You feel confident that if you want to sit on the couch every night, make dinner, and sit on the couch and watch TV and do nothing else for the entire week, this person would gel with that. So whoever this is that's coming into your life, the world is saying, hey, you can achieve this. You can do it. Whatever self-doubt you had, whatever you were giving up on, maybe, again, you were doing the fun and having the temptation and the choices, and you might throughout the month of November, but you're starting to retreat from that. You're starting to realize it's exhausting, and you're starting to realize you want somebody to create Christmas traditions with, or Hanukkah traditions with, or, whatever your faith is, or, even Thanksgiving. You're sitting here going, I don't want to bring this girl that I'm just hooking up with, or this guy that I'm just hooking up with, hanging out with when I have time, around my dinner table for Thanksgiving. I want somebody that I'm going to look at and feel like they belong in my family. And Scorpio, that's like what's heading your direction. So the world, one of my favorite cards, by the way. And this is also completion, because this is the end of the major arcana. So this is the end of, the major arcana in tarot. So you're starting something new. You would have the Fool next, and that's new opportunity. So you've got something big coming. It's like in my stomach. It's like bubbling up. And I think, Scorpio, you've been feeling that yourself a little bit. Although if you're Scorpio, you'll feel that, but you'll keep it inside. You won't be sitting here going, yay, something's coming. You'll be like, what is that strange feeling? Do I need some Tums? No, I'm just kidding. But seriously. All right. So the world, if you're looking to reconcile, this would guide me more in the direction that you need to cut it off and end it, because you found that you can have fun. You found that there's an abundance of suitors out there that might be good for you, that might be positive for you, because the world for you is about completing a cycle. So you want to be with somebody that you feel like you have that strong connection with, but you're not going to get there if you don't cut off that other connection. And some of you know that. Some of you, I think, really, truly know that. You just have to actually say it out loud. The next card you have is any internal factors. And I don't like that card, but it's internal. Thank you. Any internal factors that you may feel throughout the month. Again, it could be one time during the entire month. Could be 10 days out of the month. But this is the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is about heartbreak, despair, pain. So immediately, if you're single, this tells me that you want this whole world. You want it. And you want to run away. You want to run away from this fun and this party and this choices and temptations and all this stuff. You want to settle down, but you are worried. You're worried. So either you met that person, you're going to meet that person, or if it is the person that I was talking about for some of you that you met at some point over the past few months, and you were like, hey, this would be a really good person to have in my life, like long haul, you might be worried that you mucked it up. Maybe you text them, maybe you've called them, and they're kind of like, I don't know, like you had your chance. So, okay, this could be for one person watching this, but for whatever reason, it's been very strong in my head for this entire reading. If you have met this person and you're single and you find out that they're still single, you got to make some effort, because they're going to come to the table thinking that they weren't good enough, or it was about greener pastures. So you're going to have to be straight up like, I really liked you. I was nervous about it. I didn't have time to give you my full attention, but now I do. And, whatever it is, you're going to have to make some effort here, because I feel like this person might still be available and they might still be willing to like, hey, let's get to know each other and date, but they're not going to feel like you're very trustworthy in the beginning. And it's not that you weren't trustworthy before. It's just more, you know, you put them off. You kind of blew them off and they're feeling a little like, hey, if you do. So again, could be for one person out there, but it's raining strong for some reason in my mind. I can't get it out of my head. But if that doesn't pertain to you, but you are looking and you are meeting somebody and you are meeting this Mr. or Mrs. 9, I don't know who this is, which could be an earth sign, because the 9 is right there. So, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. But anyways, and for some reason, Virgo's coming out very strongly for me there. But this is about you worrying that, they are going to break your heart because it's been easier to have fun and not have any connection and not be tied down and not really put any work into it. And you're worried that if you finally settle down and put the work into it, you might be heartbroken, because some of you have been heartbroken before. Remember this traditional I was talking about? I really feel like some of you had that marriage and the kids and the dog and the whole thing, and it broke apart. And you're going, I really want that again because it really is who I am. I want the family dinners. I want the one person to go to bed with every night. I want the one person to, you know, grow old with, but I don't want the heartbreak. So you can't let that ruin your chances of finding love. Luckily, this is internal and this is external. So there's this beauty out here. Just, you know, try not to feel this too much during the month of November. If you're looking to reconcile, I feel like if you do make this decision to cut it off, you're going to feel this. You're going to have to process this pain. You're going to have to process the despair of, what if I never find somebody? Or what if I never find another person who I have that deep connection with? But again, don't stay with somebody because it's the easy route.